right, hello everybody. It's our live at 5-ish on Wednesday night from Old Town Quilt Shop, and I'm Stacy. Some of you local people who watch our local news may have caught a glimpse of me on KEYT or KKOI 12, KEYT 3, KKOI 12, I'm not sure all of the different stations that they do. But last night the news station had done a video about, or a little story about the economy rebounding in Old Orchid and how shops are, changing to meet all of the needs and actually hoping to thrive now that everything is starting to come back. And they had come in here and I had done a little interview, so I have a little sound bite in there. So I had posted a link to their video on our Facebook page and Instagram page, and then I'm also going to put a link to their video in our newsletter, so you'll get to see that tonight. If you want a jump start on that, you can go to the KEYT website, and if you search this, how my husband did it, you just search Old Orchid, and then you scroll just a couple of articles down, and it says something about Old Orchid, economy bouncing back or something like that. So the story was from yesterday, so you'll be able to find it pretty easily. So that's kind of cool, seeing the local places in there. They talk to like Homestead and Winestone Inn and a few of the other places in town that you guys will definitely recognize. The Shift restaurant, and if you haven't been in there, you need to go. They have burgers that are like this and shakes that are like this, and they're amazing. My mom had a shake last night and it was incredible looking. We had a meeting over there yesterday, and they're just a fabulous place. You might also know their food truck around here. So anyways, all right, enough about that. We're all hungry, so I got hamburgers on the brain. So if we have enough people, then we'll go ahead and get started. So first I want to tell you guys a little bit about a new class that we have coming up. The class isn't posted yet because I'm still waiting for some details, but it's going to be this Dresden plate, and so it's 21 inches square, and you can either use it as a table topper or as a wall hanging. This one happens to be in holiday fabrics, but you could do it in any holiday. This is Christmas, but you could do it in Thanksgiving, you could do it in Easter, you could do it in springtime, you could do it as a sunflower. Really pretty. So I don't know yet. What I'm waiting for is if you need a ruler to do the Dresden plate. And a few more info. I'm waiting on that, but this is going to be taught by George Greer. He and his wife Anne are one of our couple quilters. We love them. They're a fabulous couple, and George agreed to teach this class. We're super excited about this. This is going to be Wednesday, October 13th from 10 to 4. And again, we'll have information. I'll have all the information and the links to this in the next newsletter, but it will be up on the website soon. Like I said, I just need to wait for a few more details on this. So Dresden plate. And it's not very difficult. The top stitching is probably the hardest part of it, which, is not super hard. And look at him, he used metallic thread. He's awesome. We love George and Anne. All right, so Dresden plate. Staying with the whole Christmas theme, we've got just a few more. We have just the last remnants of Christmas trickling in. We know we have one more big collection coming in. But this one is called Christmas Morning, and it's Moda Fabrics, and this is the 10-inch square, so it's a layer cake. And this is designed by Lella Boutique. So if you look at the fabrics, they're pretty traditional, kind of like that dark sagey green. There's some grays and taupes in there, and then kind of that darker, more cranberry red. And we do have bolts coming. I just don't know when. So this is Christmas Morning. And then we got this really cool, I call it a cheater quilt panel, but it is an actual quilt panel. So this panel is 58 by 69. So all you have to do is back it, quilt it, and bind it, and it's done. So it says Peace on Earth here in the center, and then it has all these different blocks around the edge. And we had seen it quilted very beautifully, and thought you guys, even if you don't quilt it quite as much as Natalia Bonner had done it, it will still look fabulous. I mean, even just kind of going around some of the blocks and just doing some simple things in there would make it look fabulous. And if you just need something that's quick and easy without having to make a whole big top, you know, you can pass this off. If you quilt all the little things, you can pass it off as something that you pieced on your own. So this is a prepackaged panel. This is what it looks like. So you can kind of get an idea of the fabric in there. But like I said, it measures 58 by 69. So this panel is $44.99. So that's pretty cheap for a quilt top for that size, if you think about it, because you didn't have to buy all those different fabrics. Or do all the applique of, you know, the little stars and the dove and all that kind of stuff, the words. Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine doing that. So anyway, like I said, we will have companion fabrics coming. I believe this top one of the layer cake is one of the fabrics that is coming, as well as the gray, one of the gray dots. Probably a dot, of course. And I think a white dot. So anyway, so if you're looking for backing and binding for those, again, coordinates are on the way, on a boat, somewhere out there. Okay, so that was Moda. Here we have Wild Blue by Robert Kaufman, and I want to open this up because it's kind of neat how this is. It looks like paint splatters, or like someone did wet sponge painting on here. It just has so many different colors in it. You've got this like turquoisey color, and then you have a light blue, and then you've got purple, and you know, like a deeper blue in there. So there's just a lot of stuff in here that you can pull colors from. And you know, we really like this. This is the Wishwell collection. And we have several other pieces that actually this works with. It's all kind of similar colors. So it's really neat, and it just makes a good blender. I mean, can't you just see this as like sashing for something, or a border, or pull two other colors for a 3-yard quilt, which we know lots of you out there love your 3-yard quilts. So this is Wild Blue. It's $13.15 a yard, and it's from Robert Kaufman. Okay, next up we have Celebrate Seuss 2, and this is also Robert Kaufman, $13.45 a yard. Now, it's Celebrate Seuss, but look at the red and green. You can throw that in with your Christmas stuff. It works really well with the Moda, the Merry and Bright collection. Just the colors go nicely. There's some tone-on-tone red, or, you know, 2 different colors of red and 2 different of green as well. And it's not a bright white, it's more of a creamy little off-white background. So kids, Christmas, could go either way. And of course it's a dot. Even better, it's a scattered dot, not a linear dot. So it makes it much easier to work it into your quilts without having to worry about getting all those dots nice and straight for you OCD people, which most quilters are. Okay, so next up we have some batiks, also Robert Kaufman, $13.45 a yard, and these are called Evening Glow. So they're showing more blue than what they actually are. It's a really pretty soft, not aqua, not quite teal, I don't know what to call it. It's more green. But it's more green than what it is showing. And then, so there's that kind of soft watery color piece, and then right behind it is a real light lavender, and it's got kind of shades of more purple. Some pieces are more purple and others show a little bit more blue. But it's definitely lighter than what it's showing on camera. So of course these are, you know, must see in person things. And then we have that same kind of tealy aqua-y color, but this one has a design on it, and it's got little splotches of green in there, kind of a lime green, just a little pop. But the texture is really, really nice. It's kind of a geometric square texture. And then we have this wonderful purple floral. So it's got different tones of purple in there. Sometimes you have more of the red purple, sometimes you have more of the blue purple, and it's on a really deep kind of eggplant color background. It shows fairly true, a little brighter probably than what it actually is. So again, this one is called Evening Glow by Robert Kaufman, and these are batiks, and they feel wonderful. So, okay, talk about feel. So look at these first and tell me what you think they're going to feel like. You think that they're going to feel like burlap, but actually they're just a cotton. I love this. So you get all this cool looking texture, but just in a regular cotton. So this is called Forest Fable, and this is from Figo, which is a division of Northcott, and these are $12.55 a yard. And so just to prove to you that they are just a cotton, and flip it up here, just regular old fabric. But you've got, they call this blue, but really it's, I mean, you can see it's not really blue. It's kind of more of a green, again, like a tealy, but like a real light teal. And then the one behind it is actually called teal, and it's a real dark, probably not quite as dark as what it's showing on camera, but it's kind of a deep green teal. And then the one behind that is called taupe, but it looks like actual, I think it looks like actual burlap, maybe a little more brown than a true burlap sack would be. But think of like a guy's quilt, or if you're making a landscape quilt and you need some kind of texture in there, or you know, any kind of art quilt that you need something without actually using a textured fabric in there. These just give it a really nice feel to it. So I like these. I took them out and thought, oh, these are really cool. I thought that they were going to be burlap, but they're not. They're just that kind of feel to them. Okay, that kind of covers the fabric. Well, we're going to take a little field trip at the end here. I'm going to go through some patterns, and then we're going to take a field trip to some other fabrics that we just have too many of them to show you, and you'll see why. So, okay, so remember the folded corner clipper XL that we were talking about? This is the one that we were super excited about. I'm super excited about it because you can go to 10 inches instead of just 5 inches, so now you can do borders and, you know, all those bigger pieces, big half square triangles with your folded corner clipper. So we found two patterns that specifically use this folded corner clipper XL. So this first one is called Barn Raising Light. The description is that it's kind of a more modern take on a log cabin quilt. I'm not quite seeing that, but
that is a barn raising is
a barn raising is a log cabin quilt.
Yes. It just does it without all the little pieces.
So yes, this is without all the little pieces, so I'll take her word for it. But it's neat because you're using, you know, the folded corner clipper to make the blocks, and it says it's just 48 blocks, so quite simple. So that's nice. And then we've got the Reflections runner and placemats. These kind of have a little southwest feel to them. And this is kind of a twofer. You're making half square triangles and then cutting them up. And this one uses 10-inch squares, whereas the other one used just various fabrics, yardage. So cool, you know, patterns that actually use that ruler, not just, you know, oh great, it's for borders. You know, there's things that you can actually do with it. And like we said before, we are more than happy to demo this. I think we even have a demo of us using it on our website now. So if you look in the, I put a new tab on there, it says resources. You go on there, there should be 2 videos on there of us demoing 2 different things, and I believe the original folded corner clipper is one of those videos. So it's a great little tool, and if you haven't gotten one, you're missing out. Another cool ruler is the strip tube ruler, and unfortunately, because we've talked about them to other people, we are now out of them. They're on order. But if you've never used the strip tube ruler, it's kind of an ingenious invention. You take strips, you combine it with another piece of fabric, sew them together, cut them apart, and you have a half square triangle. And voila, you have a quilt. No, but this is the strip tube herringbone. So if you're familiar with Cozy Quilt Designs, a lot of times they, you know, have patterns that are specific to strips or to fat quarters or to squares or, you know, whatever. So this one uses 2.5-inch strips along with the strip tube ruler, and almost all of their patterns come in various sizes. So this one goes all the way from table runner up to king. So you've got lots of different options on size that you want to go on there. And of course it takes the 2.5-inch strips. So if you have one jelly roll, you could do the throw size, or you could do a twin and add a few more strips to your jelly roll, plus, you know, background fabric. So kind of a neat thing. I like the, you know, the design of it. We had a quilt hanging up here that was similar in design to that, and this would be way easier to put it together. Alrighty, and then we have this one here. This is also Cozy Quilt Design, but it's kind of a subdivision of them called Sew Chicks, and this pattern is called Corporate Ladder, and this uses half-yard cuts. So I think that this would be a good stash buster if you've got just kind of half-yard cuts sitting around, and you may even be able to get away with fat quarters. I don't know, I haven't looked at it yet, but use up some of those bigger chunks of fabric that you have in your stash, and then combine it with a background fabric. But this just comes in the throw size, 16.5 by 70, and 6 half-yard cuts, and then background and accent. So I think it's a cute little pattern. You know, a nice way to show off some of your fabrics that you have sitting around. Okay, so we're going to take a field trip. Sorry, I keep pulling off my microphone because I talk with my hands, you know, and it just gets caught. Okay, so there's this pattern called Aurora Nights, and we really liked it, and we really liked the fabric that it uses, and it uses an ombre fabric. So we got everything except for the black. I don't know why. But we have everything to make the whole inside and the cornerstones, but we're going to take you over to see the fabric. It is called Floral Essence. It's all one word, Floral Essence, and it is an ombre. It's from QT Fabrics, and they're $13.45 a yard. So let's take a little field trip without getting sick. This is good practice for our video, and we'll be talking about, we're going to be doing a video this weekend. So after I show you this fabric, I'm going to tell you all about the video. So this is good practice for doing our video. We don't want to be making you guys seasick, motion sick, or anything like that by, you know, swinging it around or going too fast or tripping over everything. Alrighty. So here is Floral Essence. So what I'm going to show you, and I didn't cut, you know, with these I cut we've had these for a little while, but I cut half-yard cuts of these, and you can see the gradation go from light, maybe you can't, I don't know, to dark, from selvage to selvage. So these aren't one of the ones that have light and dark on both sides. It's light on the top and dark on the bottom. I'm trying to pick one where you can really see it. So we have them folded so that you can see that ombre going through there. So one side of the selvage is light, and it goes up to the center and starts to get darker, and then comes back down the other side to the other selvage and gets even darker. So it's not a huge difference in the color, but it's just enough, it's just subtle enough that you get those nice variations like you can see in this pattern here. It goes light to dark, light to dark, light to dark. So you'll be able to do that with these fabrics. And there are tons of ombre patterns, you know, patterns that use ombre fabrics out there. So we have all the colors that you need. Oh, I know what we did. We got this to use as the border. We didn't like the black. We didn't like the black. Because this is the only one that we have that's not in that pattern. So we liked the colorful border instead of the black border. And we hope that you guys will too, because we didn't get the black. So, but you could probably use black grunge. You're just not going to get that, you know, that gradient effect in there. But, you know, a black grunge would give you that kind of mottled effect, the same as you would as with the gradient. So it would still work if you're not into color like we are. But this one, again, it goes light to dark. You can see better in this one the different colors in there. So it's kind of, you know, not quite so bright, and then you get into, like, there's a little bit of, you know, neon orange in there, and lime green, and highlighter yellow. It's just kind of fun. So we got all these different colors. We got the multi one. We have blue, and teal, and yellow, and purple, pink, gray, green, and orange. And you may notice on some of them there's kind of, you know, there's different designs in the within the fabric, so it's, you know, got a whole bunch of different things going on. So it's good for a guy or a girl. It's not necessarily floral. It has other geometrics, and once you cut it up, you don't see it anyways. It just becomes, you know, color. So, all right, so that's our little field trip. So speaking of moving the camera around, so every year for the last, I don't know, I think it's been like 4 years, Jaftex, who is the parent company of Free Spirit, Henry Glass, Blank Studio, Studio E, A.E. Nathan, Stoff, Lily's going to hate me if I forget one. I don't know who else. I think that covers everybody. But they're the parent company of all of those different fabric suppliers. So every year, Scott Fortunoff, who is the president and CEO of Jaftex, asks shops to showcase their stores. I mean, what it originated with was him getting people to be more comfortable in front of the camera, and this last year and a half has done wonders for that, but he's still wanting to continue, people getting their shop name out there and showing off their store. I mean, there's so many cool stores out there, and it's not like you can travel the whole country to go see them all. So this is a really neat way for you to be able to see all these different shops. So he does this challenge. It runs for 1 month, and we have to start submitting our video. The earliest we can submit it is on Sunday. He posts them to his Facebook page, and whichever shop's video has the most views at the end of August gets to be the winner. And what do you win? Well, you win getting your shop name out there. Now you can also win you can win Scott coming here and doing a presentation for us or something like that, and then of course we win credits to Jaftex to get more fabric so that we can have more fun things to show you. So we don't, we never come close to winning any year, and we know that we're not going to win, but it's always really fun for you guys to see our shop and then to also see other shops. So we're going to be filming it this weekend. It has to be a Facebook Live. Well, it doesn't have to be, but it's better if it's a Facebook Live, and so we can film it starting Saturday morning, and then we submit it to him on Sunday, and then he puts it out in the wide world. So you may see us go live on Saturday morning.
But the view you want to do is on his Facebook.
It doesn't make any difference because the views are accumulative.
Okay.
We'll get all the details to you this weekend, but if you see us going live on Saturday, that's what we're doing. You can comment or not, but we're not going to answer comments while we're doing the video. You may notice on the home page of our website currently, all the way at the bottom is last year's video. So if you kind of want to get an idea of what we do, then that's on there. And it's literally a tour of the entire shop, which we've done before. I think we're going to do an abbreviated version this year because it gets to be a little bit lengthy. But so please, once you see the video come up, and we'll, again, we'll be posting everything, and we'll let you guys know all the rules and how to do everything. But we ask that you view it. We ask that you share it on your pages. Ask your friends and family, even if they're not quilters, just ask them to watch it, comment on it. And then, also we encourage you to go look at other people's, other shops' videos, because it's just fun to be able to see what other people have, and you may see something that you just love and, get it from them or ask us to get it. So it's, it's just a fun thing, and it gets our name out there as much as possible. So we'll need your help with that. But again, we'll post more information about that next week. It usually, once we submit our video, it generally takes, they do it, I think they only post like 3 videos a day, or X amount of videos a day, and they take them in the order that they receive them. And of course the East Coast is 3 hours ahead of us, so even if we do it early Saturday morning, so it'll probably be in like another week before we even get posted, but you can still view the videos then. So I'll put all kinds of information about that out there, probably in next week's newsletter, and see what we can do. If we win, great. If we don't, great. At least we've, done a current video of the shop, and you guys get to see what all we have, because, we've gotten a lot of things in lately. So you'll get to see where they are in the shop now, and all the fun things we have going on. So let's go ahead and recap what our website is, in case you are wondering. So it's www.oldtownquiltshoporchid.com. And you can email us, oldtownquiltshop@gmail.com, and you can give us a call. Or you can come visit us in person, and hours are still wrong on here. It is actually Monday through Friday, 10 to 5, Saturday 10 to 4, closed on Sundays. Alrighty, and obviously you guys like us on Facebook already, and please go to Instagram and like us and follow us there. You can even go to TikTok and like us and follow us there. We have posted on there. I'm pretty proud of myself. All right, any comments or questions? Okay, you guys are quiet tonight. We're looking forward to Jeff and Tracy being back in town.
They're here. Jeff was there.
Oh, hi. I hope you guys had a good time. All right, well, thank you, everyone, and we will probably see you on Saturday when we go live. We're going to do it in the morning, but again, we're not going to answer comments, while the video is going, because we're going to be focusing on showing off our shop and doing what we need to do to enter the contest. So anyways, have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next week.